portraits, retouching to be specific. Uh, got young Anna here who posed for us for a portrait demonstration in class at the Concordia campus, and I thought I would show you how I would use Photoshop to do a little retouching here. Um, she has a background layer which I'm going to unlock. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. I'm not going to create a new layer just yet. We're going to start with the basic retouching. If you can see, she's got a couple of scars right here on the forehead. I got a little close. Can't see the scars. There we go. Now, it's probably just a spot with bad retouching. There's a couple of ways you can go about this. The healing brush is fairly cool. It's like a brush. The bracket keys make it get smaller or larger. But it kind of copies color and texture. Not real sure exactly how it works, but I'm going to press the Option key. All I know is it does work. And CS4, you get this cool little preview. And I'm going to click in there, and we'll click in here. And it's doing a pretty good job of fixing that. And we might, let's see, here's a little tiny zit. She would be fairly mortified, I'm sure, to know that I'm fixing her zits, but right there, pretty much gone. The other old-fashioned way, and sometimes when the clone stamp or when the healing brush tool doesn't work, this will also do a really good job. Let's get rid of that little rascal. I'm going to sample an area that's very close in texture and color to that by option clicking here, and poof, gone. Now I've got my opacity up fairly high, but I have a really soft edged brush to do this, and I can zap a few more of these, and because I have aligned on here, it's going to resample. You'll notice where the little plus is, the area that the relationship follows me around. Now, I might want to come down and work under her eyes. I've already done some, but I'm going to, again, go with a slightly smaller brush, but again, soft. And here I'm going to change the opacity down into the, like, roughly 30 here. And I'm going to sample this area. You will probably, if your subject smiles at all, get some significant smile lines down here. And look at that. What you want to do when this is done well is make it look like you didn't do anything. You want it to go away and nobody can tell you've been messing around in here, and that requires some practice. But on your portrait, I would like you to try and retouch it. Now, this could take a long time depending on your subject. Anna didn't have too many flaws, and you can get in and find millions of the little rascals, but here is another little trick that I learned. This is going to make it look like it was shot with a soft focus lens. I'm going to make a duplicate layer. Okay. And with that layer selected, there's my duplicate on top. I'm going to go Filter, Blur, our old friend Mr. Gauss here again, and fuzz her up some, quite a little bit. We'll make her really out of focus. Now, I have a very soft focus layer sitting on top of a sharp focus layer, and I'm going to knock this opacity down. A lot of times it's in the 30s here, 32, and I might play with it a little bit more. And I'll turn it off, and you can see that it is softened this without, again, being heavy-handed. I'm going to come in, I can do this with a mask, but it's just as easy to do with the eraser. Again, I want a kind of soft fuzzy edge, and I want my opacity about 50%, so I've got some control over this. And I'm going to shrink the brush size down, and I'm going to erase some of that mask. Now her eyes are getting nice and sharp again, because the eyes are an important part of a portrait. You want the eyes to be in sharp focus. It's kind of corny, but they used to say the eyes are the windows of the soul. And we'll sharpen up a little bit of her hair. In the photography business, the eyes are what make the sale. I'll also erase that mask out under her nose and on her mouth. I know people who get in there and whiten up the eyes. I don't. I think it ends up looking a little bit overdone a lot of times. Looks really fake. But that's a couple of simple things you can do in retouching a portrait. Might want to get rid of a stray hair or two, but she just got drug into this and didn't get a chance to do her hair. But nice pose, real cute little girl, and we got her retouched. And I would like you to do that on your portrait. See you later.